Hey everybody, this is my brackish tank we're looking at. You can see my figure 8 puffer to the left there, but that's not actually what I wanted to show you. A long time ago I put some shrimp in here for my figure 8 puffer to eat, and he normally ate them. Excuse me. He normally would eat the shrimp I would put in there. I would usually put the ghost shrimp in. But two of them managed to survive and elude him, and then they wound up growing up to be full-grown ghost shrimp. Now, both of these have been in this tank for probably about a year now, and I've heard all kind of people over the years talk about ghost shrimp, and they have a 2-month lifespan, or they don't ever live in this kind of water or that kind of water. And I always hear people talk about trying to keep them in pristine water. That's not the case, people. You need to put shrimp in water that's actually got some dissolved solids in it, and these two have been thriving in this brackish water. Again, these are ghost shrimp. They're huge, and they are living in a tank with a figure 8 puffer. So again, I have probably the world's most docile puffer ever. He is downright timid. He never really bothers any of the other fish. He gets spooked and scared away if the other fish get too boisterous. They could very easily outcompete him for food if he didn't eat specialized food that the other fish do not. He's just not an aggressive fish at all. So please don't use that as an example of, hey, I saw this guy's puffer and he was fine in a community tank. I really do have probably a bit of an exception. The figure 8s are more docile than most puffers. The little dwarf pea puffers that are in freshwater are very aggressive, and they're very small. They literally are about the size of a pea when you buy them, hence the name. See, he just got spooked by my hand movement there. He can move fast when he wants to. This tank is kind of in flux. Not really sure what I'm going to do with it. The lighting on it right now is very temporary. Just as an example, I don't know how well that's coming across. I guess you can see that. Because I'm treating it and I have the bubbles in the water, you can see the salt makes the bubbles pop very much differently than they would in a completely freshwater tank. And then the little bit of splashing that's getting on the light is leaving the salt behind. So I'm already getting salt accretions on that light. So that's a pretty good indication that this is definitely a brackish tank, and it has a good deal of the marine salts in that water, and that is the kind of water this puffer needs to live in. I also have some Bumblebee Gobies in here, and for those of you that watch all my videos, I just recently shot a video where I complained about a piece of aluminum foil being over the light fixture right there. And if you see my reflection and you see the camera and you see my hands, that is exactly why you're seeing them, and that is exactly why I keep that aluminum foil over that light. I know it's an eyesore in one sense, but I do shoot a lot of video, and since shooting video is part of what I do with my fish tanks, I really need it to be video friendly. Well, I'll also make a note, if you see on that back glass, just yesterday I did a really big cleaning on this tank and I wiped all the glass down and everything, but where that airline comes out and the splashing bubbles, just enough of the liquid's getting on it that it runs down that back glass, and once again I have salt accretions on the back outside of the tank. So brackish tank is slightly different than a freshwater tank, but for those of you who are considering a brackish tank and think it might be a neat idea or something fun, it really is. It's not challenging. Well, it's not as challenging as you think, I'll put it that way. Brackish tank is far more in common with a freshwater tank than it does a saltwater tank. The species of bacteria that colonize your filter are the exact same, so you can actually sort of bolster the, what am I trying to say here? When you're starting the new tank up, you can steal some biomaterial from another tank and use it. It's not a different kind of bacteria that grows in brackish water for your brackish tank. So that's pretty much the same. As you can see, there's not a lot of them, but there are a few plants that will live in brackish water, and you do not need to have any kind of protein skimmer or anything like that. When you mix your brackish water up with the marine salts, it is important to use marine salts and not aquarium salt. But when you mix it up, you don't have to be hypercritical about your specific gravity and whether it's exactly the same as what's in the tank or not. These fish are, by nature, can deal with fairly rapid fluctuations in salinity, so you don't have to be super critical with that kind of stuff. It's really not daunting at all to manage a brackish tank. So if it's something you're considering and you were on the fence about it, go for it. And I have a whole playlist on my brackish tank, and I do lots of videos about this, so you can always find some good information there, or you can always feel free to just ask me any questions. I will be more than happy to help you excuse me, help you get started with your first brackish system. They're a lot of fun, and you can put some really neat fish in them. So that's just a little impromptu look at my brackish tank. We'll have one look from down in the top, which I always enjoy. I really do like the open top tanks. It just makes, I don't know why this camera's been having such trouble focusing lately. It just makes for difficult videoing, and like I said, a lot of what I do with my tanks is videoing them, and so that really does need to be taken into consideration when I set my tanks up. This one right here is really the issue. The way this fixture is just not good. So that was just a little look at my brackish tank. See, just a regular hang on the back filter, nothing special, no protein skimmer or anything. This is as close to running a freshwater tank as you can get. So don't be daunted. If you're thinking about doing one, go for it. Alright everybody, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you real soon.